Hey there, Scorpio, and welcome to your Magic and Miracles reading with me, Melissa Joy, and the infamous Big Papa showing back up. Big Papa, Big Daddy Saturn. He used to come around this channel for quite a while before I went through this crazy thing called cancer, right? And he's back now to level us up and to bring us into the power of our truth, because what? He's bringing power. Your card, look at that magic dragon in the upper world, bringing that insight and that perspective of being able to see the whole big picture. Maybe not telling us everything we need to know, but he's definitely telling us what's got to go. The giveaway in order for our wings, our flight to come forward, for it to be effortlessly easy. Okay. Double E's. All right. Well, that's interesting because in meditation before I started recording, your word came out as tunnel effect, and it had a little sidebar about commitment. Now, there are some cards sent out here to give me a little underview of a bit of what's going on, and they could seem a bit dark and daunting. It can be a visceral experience, almost like a full substance of who you are, like rippling and percolating and sizzling and simmering underneath the surface. And it's something that feels like you might be keeping to yourself, but life is wanting to bring in the abundance here. Now, on the split of this deck, in the heart of the matter, it was talking about this tunnel effect is more like a spiral, spiraling down into dismay, disappointment, feeling unloved, feeling separated, that things are going down, they're going bad, and you're going down all alone. Who's here to help? Who's here to help, H-E-A-L-T-H, to make this better? And apparently it's not just to help out this one time, like feeding somebody a fish, but teaching someone how to fish, to give us a hand up, a leg up into the truth of who we are, because apparently you're carrying more than you can bear on your own, if that is what is coming through here. Look at your heart in the center of your hand. It's obvious you're showing and you're asking. Now it seems to be the difficult part of the waiting to receive. And that's where this challenge, this is at the bottom coming in. So it's a fight. And the thing is, these cards that are giving me the undergirding of what is going on, ultimately, my friend, leads to this cornucopia. See, you are not alone. Spirit is on your side. Like, oh, up under is the happy family and no more bare cupboards, because there's a plan coming in for you, friends. So, now, interestingly enough, what I'm seeing under the giveaway, we have the star and the hex. I see feeling cursed, afflicted, picked on, put down, put out. All right. So it's the 12. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Feeling like you're stuck in a standstill and unable to affect change or do anything. Now, outwardly, people may actually be seeing this, or they're seeing this, and they're like, oh, look at Scorpio go. Look at their powerful essence. They always have it together. They've always got it made. And this is the truth of your experience right now. And you're telling. That's the thing. So people may not be picking up on it because they have a different idea, a different vision of who you are, because of a power that you carry, a song in your heart, maybe an eternal faith, an eternal hope that things can get better and move beyond this. But it seems that you have a question here. How? So laying down, he's asking you to give up this cursed feeling, this feeling afflicted, this feeling picked on by Pluto, maybe even, is like separated, set out. Yeah, there's a lot to do there with separation. Okay, I hear that. So let's get some cards. I'm going to get some of the black and white tarot on the separation. They're like, yes, we're here to the rescue. Kind of like the winged feet. Seven of Pentacles. So close, yet so far away. And I hear that song, so far away from me. It feels too out of reach and too big of a stretch, and it might be incredibly daunting. But remember, that little sidebar word was commitment. And the thing is to not just be still and wait to see what happens. That's like, because see, the mind is showing us a whole different story there, right? Just being still, but the mind still being maniacal and churning and turning and burning on you, when this is what is being asked of. Okay. They say, look at that, they're just still sitting here like this. They're like, raise the roof. What we're asking for from you is praise, celebration, anticipation of the golden of the happy, of the fulfillment, of the overcoming the poverty, the impoverishment, the separation, the difficulty, the disdain, the disappointment, those sort of things. No more longing. All right. They're ready for the celebration to step in your heart now. So you may want to check out Capricorn as well, because they were having not a similar message, but it's in the same vein. And so sometimes when something's very personal, it can seem just like right up in our grill, and we're just painful, right? But when we see it from a slightly different angle, then we see that window of opportunity, and we're like, oh, okay, now I can kind of see how to connect with this, right? Or to commit to this, into the celebration, into the praise, into believing you're loved by life and help is on the way, okay? So you might check out the Capricorn read here. So what was sitting there waiting in queue is King of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. At the bottom, we have the Hierophant. You're like the Hierophant, the hella high water. That's who is at the bottom of this all. This Taurus North Node apparently be fug-mugging with Scorpio, okay? Because it's the Taurus North Node and the Scorpio South Node. So maybe things feel like a flag in the wind, just kind of being whipped about. All right, and you're like, enough of that. Well, I see the peace coming in with the Ace of Cups. This is more than just love and relationship and that type of thing. It is the confirmation. You see the peace, the wafer, the communion, the community, the all in this together, that you are not alone in this and you are loved. This hand generally in the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. Now in the traditional, look, normally the hand is being held out with a cup that you don't see because your face is down from disappointment. They're like, Ramonda, we're just going to separate it on out, because I don't often use the black and white tarot, but they're like, bring that out. And like, Dorothy, we're going to take it from black and white into color, so that they know this is not just television. It is smell-o-vision. It is coming real. It's coming into your senses. It's coming into your pleasure factories, into your somatic system, and beginning to ease things off and to bring that peace, to remind you that you're loved, not just once and for all like the fish, but no, not just once like the fish, but for all, learning how to fish, how to be connected and to be in the flow and be in that state of this goldenness self, of knowing that you are loved, not continuing to have to bear the burdens or the stress or the pressures, okay? Because see, that's a mask. But see, when you look at that Hierophant, it's like a false authority, insisting that you submit and bow down. Psst. You are strong, my friend, because it's funny, the pyrite cube fell on my desk, and it was talking about they need a lot of courage, a tremendous courage, and it's actually not about the amount. It's about the tenacity of it, the strength of it. Even a speck of your courage is dangerous unto this maniacal mind coming after you. And that courage, in order to feel cheery despite what you're experiencing. But look at this. So my prayer for you, friend, is that you see this hand come out of nowhere, this help come out of nowhere. It magically appears, and look, it is overflowing and abundant. And this water flowing, this love, feeling loved, isn't just the peace. This is more that joy, that jubilation, that satisfaction, and that feeling like satiated. That's like a perfect balance feeling, not stuffed, not hungry. It's the thing where you feel delightful. And then the peace also coming with it, a peace offering as well. And it's going to be landing. I see that here. So I'm putting that right over that mask, taking that down and out. And like your heart, you're like, my heart has been down and out. It has been ripped up and uprooted. So with that, I'm going to take a look at this King of Swords that is sitting here, staking the claim. The butterfly, the transformation, the resurrection. Ooh, what is that? Okay, so looking at it from your perspective, this banner that's flying on in is this wing. It's almost like a shadow, like the imagination of your mind, conjuring up this higher perspective, this great eagle, nature's help stepping in, spiritual guidance and help stepping in. And remember, it's not the fake little kind. It's going to come in where you can taste and see, right? That fulfillment, that satisfaction. But here it was, it's like that wing becoming real. Becoming real. What has been hoped for, becoming real. It really coming in, and this is it. Remember, you were talking about the health? Well, this is the symbol of health, but with a lion at the head, and that's a very emperor energy. So that's like the kingdom come, the will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It's when it's bigger than just the individual, than just like the kingdom where there are kings. There's the emperor, which has to do with the whole world, the 4D, the fourth be with you. It is the love of life coming forward, and well, it fell upon this in that hex, standing in the gap, standing up for itself, standing up for its name, the redemption power, so that you will know that you are loved. No more being having tricks played on your mind, or things being held out from you, or distracting you, or throwing you off, or shaking you off. No more of these test trials and tribulations. Okay, I want to get into a little bit. Ooh, you're trying to pop off the top a little bit of the dark. What is this? Orion's Tarot here. Is there anything else that you like to tell Scorpios to you about this Seven of Pentacles? And then this Ace of Cups that you're talking about life redeeming the fourth, redeeming its name in you, your identity, your people group, who and where you belong. So Seven of Swords was the first thing. I don't know who it is, but this arm is hurting. Maybe you wear your heart on your sleeve and you have been wounded several times, because the Seven of Swords is showing up, and it's like having to be stealth and deft, and kind of like more than walking on eggshells or broken glass, having to tiptoe around and be incredibly precise. Now that is exhausting, and that is so limiting. It's like, if you ever read the book The Lorax, he talks about the snurgly hose of the ones lurking in his lurmkin. He let down his snurgly hose. That's that vaporous thing coming on through here, but it's just a ribbon of it. What used to be a cloud used to be that mask playing on your mind, making you feel like you have to play this game. And it's obvious that there has been some old remnants, some old bloodshed, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of costly mistakes is what I'm hearing as well. And that's a Black Widow, a death trap. Feeling like the Ace of Cups is a death trap. That would be a good offering, being lured in, like to believe one more time just to have my heart utterly destroyed. I have nothing left. I have nothing left to give. That's why the commitment's in the sidebar. How do I give? Well, they're saying give what is given unto you. So maybe in the suffering and separations, you're not recognizing life's love of you and presence in you. It could show up in nature. It could show up in dreams. It can show up in these little moments where your mind goes, oh, and then you squelch it and bring it back in and go, oh. You know, those little love reminders are kind of like triggering and touching all that you don't have, all that you have lost, all that has occurred prior and previously. And that's that little snaky thing that is like the first traces of that disappointment to come in and begin to mess with your mind. It's very interesting that's coming in somatically. Now, I remember seeing these videos on this brain surgeon. Now, I experienced a traumatic brain injury 20 years ago. And so from time to time, I check in trying to see, is there anything I'm missing out on? How can I get better? And he was talking about they can remove half a brain from a child. They can do these other surgeries, but the most invasive is the one that goes up the nose. So like adenoidectomy, tonsillectomy, that type of thing going on, because our somatic is like that. I mean, first thing we do is we start to imprint by touch and smell. So it's creating that visceral experience that even if it can't get in and touch you, if it can hint at it, like there are times I pick up on energies in the house by their smells, and it tries to get your mind to start running to associate it with what it has been associated with previously. Okay, but look at this, all these cards. There's all these other essences coming in to assist you. What is this one homing in on? The Three of Pentacles, coming in to like set it in, to set the stone, to set it in balance. And it's these interesting little dewdrops. These are provisions that have been saved for this particular time. And again, ants, the community. the coming together, all working together for the sake of one, for the home of all, for the blessing of all. Because as the colony thrives, then each individual is in a good estate. Well, that is touching this raven over here, which is talking about news, good news coming in. Good news. And I love it because raven or crow, they're often an indicator of a shift. And I remember they all came in before the big world shift that we went through in 2020. And I was like, oh, what is going on? Masses of them. And they were just a cacophony of noise rolling through the air. But this one is coming in silently. And it's set in stone. Set in stone, presenting you. Presenting you as an offering. I see the drum here, like a heartbeat. And it could be, if you can't even sing the words, you can hum. You could listen to maybe some drum chants or shaman drumming music or Native American drumming music, something like that. And that begins to loose. They're talking about the shingles of your mind where you felt trapped by past hurts in the moon mind, the memories, those sort of things. And it begins to shake loose the stardust so that you could even see the new possibilities. It begins to stir divinity in your cells, little spots of happiness, and watch them show up like a troop of fireflies. Oh yeah, because that's the chariot coming on in, turning the wheel. Now, I'm going to call this an osprey because osprey around here is the omni, and the omni is everything. Everything turning in your favor. Well, and if you tune in today, today is the 2nd. It's late in the day, but I'll post it tonight. We'll do that because it's talking about on the 2nd. So my prayer for you, friend, is that these dreams, this redemptive power, this truth come in, and that it be a sensational experience, that you feel it, that you smell it, that you see it, that you taste it, and that you know that you are loved. Okay? And that's the very thing that Big Papa is bringing in here, is this knowledge. And they're trying to move past this. They're trying to enter in through your senses, but this is what you keep sensing. And it's that, like, that fear of death, that fear of the ending, the fear of betrayal, the fear of, like, the hourglass, the effects of time. And maybe what has been lost. And fear of what's being promised. Yeah. Well, Scorpio, I hope you trust. It's up to you. I'm just the microphone. I hope this serves you well, and if it does, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. It is free as always. You can also leave your comments or compliments, and let me know you stopped by. I'm happy to see you here. And remember, we are the whole zodiac, so you can follow any of them that speak to your heart and go in there, and rather than trying to pick it apart, begin to look how you can put yourself back together. Okay, life is voting for you. No more of this. The hand of love is coming right in out of nowhere. And I pray that you feel it, you sense it, you know it, and you experience it. It comes into your reality. Your truth enters in and takes over. All right, friend, I love you. Talk soon. Bye.